Hey kids, gonna be doing that 31 Days of Horror review every day of October. Uh, this film, well, every film I'm doing is something that I haven't seen yet. So these are blind reviews. Well, sort of blind. Yeah, I'm going in blind and then reviewing basically. This one might seem unusual because at first glance it looks like and it's true, it's a sci-fi action film, but it's so ghastly and really gory. Let me get into it first. This appears to be a sequel of sorts of a movie called Skyline that came out a few years ago. That was a PG-13 movie. I think I saw it, but I can't remember it that well, so it must not have been all that great. This is an R-rated, and it gets pretty ghastly. But basically, aliens come down. This is like the start of the invasion, so this is like happening simultaneously of the first one. I don't remember the first one that well, so but it would have to, because there's no aliens when the movie starts, and then all hell breaks loose. But aliens come down, and for whatever reason other than horror, they have these machines that look a lot like the aliens. It's hard to say what the aliens look like because there's a mix of shit. But they use people's brains. They rip the brains out and they put them in these robots. And you kind of lose identity. There's pre-programming, I guess, in these machines, and but you know, in the course of the movie, you find out some of them actually keep their self. But the ripping up, it's like they take the top off the head and they rip the brains out. Later on, this guy gets into a fight with several of the human brains in the machines. That don't know who they are anymore, and he gets ripped to shreds. I mean, we're talking about an arm gets torn off. I think a leg gets torn off. He basically gets fucked up. I would say this is equally a horror film than science fiction, probably more so than science fiction, but probably on equal grounds with action. It stars Frank Grillo, who's kind of a favorite actor of mine, probably even before I knew his name, because he seems to be in everything. Not sure how to pronounce this young lady's name. Bojana Novakovic. She had a part in Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell. She was the old lady gypsy woman's granddaughter. Very cute. And a guy named Johnny Weston. The plot line is this cop is having trouble with his kid. He had to bail him out of prison, or not prison but jail, and that's when all hell breaks loose and they get separated. And the son, well, basically, Frank Grillo goes and tries to, fix the day. But in the meantime, there's a lot of carnage, and yes, I do consider this a horror film. The opening, the first half of it, maybe the first quarter, I'm not really sure. When all hell breaks loose, it's a lot of action. I wouldn't say it would be structured story-wise. And then it gets to a point where, everything calms down, then a structure comes in, story structure. That's a little jarring, but I think it's necessary to be that way. I really, honestly, I have to recommend this movie. If horror fans looked at it and rejected it as just a science fiction action picture, I think you really would like it. I think Beyond a Skyline is as much of a horror film as a Pandorum, sci-fi action horror movie that Dennis Quaid did a few years ago, which I'm quite a fan of. I like that movie better than Beyond Skyline, but Beyond Skyline is definitely worth your while. I ended up picking it up at Dollar Tree, so this is a Dollar Tree find. $1 for this Blu-ray right here. Dun-dun-dun. So, that's it for my first 31 days of horror contribution. Of course, tomorrow there's going to be another one, so watch out for that. As usual, stay safe. Have a good time. Until next time. Good night.